So, not sure where to start. Um, this is my walkaway video. Um, 8 years ago, before Obama came into office, I just felt that in my spirit that he was just not going to be a good leader. And so I started to share this with other people and tell them that, we can't vote for people because of their skin color. We can't vote for people because they're man, because they're women, or because for any reason, we need to vote people for what they're truly about, accountability. So I shared this on my Facebook 8 years ago, and so I started sharing it again. Because when I did start to share it, I had people who were coming against me and saying I was racist against my own people because I wasn't voting for Obama, or because I was speaking out against with the things I saw in Obama. And then when he did start running, and I started to see, little things come up, like things about his pastor and the past things that he was about, and I just knew that something was not going to go right. So I started to post this, and I'm going to try to read a little bit off of here because I've got a little cheat sheet in front of me. So what I was saying 8 years ago is that some people have a thirst for revenge. They have a thirst for they're angry. They come from a state of progression of anger that comes from agitation. From agitation, they build on this anger, and it just grows on them, But anyway, I posted this, that some people thirst for revenge will never be satisfied. They still cling to the past deeds that have been done by people who are dead, long dead, and has been dead for decades. These people who begin the cycle of racism, they have been dead for ages, for decades, and the bitterness that and the hatred that they born was somehow inherited to this generation. And sadly, the people that begin the cycle were also themselves coming from a cycle of abuse, where they were peasants and over in Europe, they were abused by their taskmasters. And over in Africa, likewise, it was the same thing. You had people capturing people from other tribes and selling them off, to the Americans and to whoever, that were purchasing from them. So you had all this going on back then. So now we have this problem with a cycle of abuse that came to this generation, now is inherited by the people of this generation. So the people who are angry for that, and they hold in resentment, they hold in anger, like Al Sharpton and some of the other leaders that want to continue this the cycle, poisons the mind of other people, and then they spread this thing to other people. Well, anyway, like I said years ago, I was sharing this, how the system just came about, and we have people now today that want to hold on to that. They want to latch on to the past, and then they want to continue in this, and they want to blame the people of this generation for something that was done by people who are long dead. They're long dead. They're not coming back. So why are we, in this generation, continuing the ignorance? Why are we grabbing hold to something that was done by a past and trying to drive it forward? You have so many people that are full of so many hate, so much anger, because of something that has happened ages ago. Ages ago. One thing about the progression of the cycle of hatred and bitterness, it can never be satisfied, and there's no winners. There's no winners on either side, because they're not willing to come. These people don't want to come to fix the problem. They're not coming to try to make things better. They're not trying to say, "Whoa, what happened in the past? Let's learn from it, and let's try to not let it happen again." But instead, these people, like Obama, grab hold to this bitterness and this hatred and all this resentfulness, and then they try to poison the minds of other people with it. They take this hatred and this bitterness and they pass it on. It's like a disease. It's like a disease of the mind. And it starts from bitterness to anger to hurt to even murder. They're even willing to go as far as murder. Yeah, that's right, murder. So, what made me walk away was the fact that I realized that the Democrat Party was a very ungodly people. They were most people that would want to just, whatever's wrong for them is right. And whatever's right to them is wrong. So yeah, they're spreading all these lies, the hatred, and I watched for 8 years of the Obama administration, how they lied and how Obama would go out and promote racism instead of, when he saw something go wrong, instead of him trying to say, "Hey, let's see what happens. Let's see how we can fix this, how we can make it better." He decided to spread cop killing. He decided to take the opportunity of a tragic event and turn it into an event to divide. It's basically divide. We had cop killings, we had beheadings, we had Black Lives Matters, like all life don't matter. Spreading their, spewing their hate out and promoting cop killing. You know, to the point where the NFL got involved. Only the black side got involved. And decided that, well, because we have a man for ourselves, we can sit here and we can just take our name and we can just throw our power around and tell people what to do. You know, it's just not right. It's not right. It's not right to have a president for 8 whole years divide a country, promote killing, attack people, separate people from the church and the gays, separate people hate Israel. I mean, it's so much. We know Obama did. You know, but we have people who are willing, because he's black, to support him no matter what he does wrong. Because somewhere on the black side, they're like, don't be a traitor. I mean, no matter what this person does, you got to support them because they're black. Just because they're black. Being black doesn't make us right. It doesn't make ignorance right. It doesn't make hatred right. It's wrong. And what Obama did for 8 years was wrong. He started this mess, and he doesn't plan to fix it. Because if he did, he would be in Chicago caring for all those people who are dropping dead like flies by the dozens a day. Where is he? Why haven't he stepped over there? You know, it's just sad that you would be so full of hatred, you would be so full of bitterness, that you would prefer wrongdoing. You would prefer to support someone who's evil than to put your pride away and acknowledge the truth. President Trump has done good things. He has turned this country around. But yet you hate him because he's white and he's not black. You hate him because he's telling the truth and because he's destroying everything and all the wickedness that Obama did. And you're not going to tell the truth. You're never going to come and be honest about it because you don't want to. In fact, you don't really want unity. You want to control. But you know what? There is a God, and he's watching. And he sees all that Obama did. And he's seeing all that he's doing now today. And he's not going to get away with it. As I said before, he's going to trip up over his own 2 feet eventually. And if you follow him, so will you. So will you. I just wish I can just have the words to just put the words together to express how sad and how evil of the Obama administration has been. There are people now waking up. I felt like years ago that I was the only black person speaking out. The only one, but I was willing to take whatever it took, to say whatever I had to say, to continue to warn people about what was happening in the Obama administration. All the infiltration, all the open borders, all that was on purpose. He knew what he was doing. He planned it out to destroy America. Obama knows he could not destroy America from the outside. So he planned to destroy her from the inside. Set one against the other, black against white, the gays against church, Planned Parenthood, everything that was wrong. Black Lives Matters. He stirred up the pot. He did it on purpose. I said this 8 years ago, and I'm saying the same thing now today. And if you don't wake up, you're going to be some of the purpose for why America is going down the wrong road. But you know what? I do believe, and what I know to be true, that there's a God, and it's not going to happen. Not the way you think it's going to happen. Because God, like he did with Pharaoh, is going to allow this thing to go on, and he's going to harden the hearts of people like Obama, like Al Sharpton, like some of these people who are so full of hate. He's going to allow them to do what they do until they come to the end themselves. I promise you that. I promise you. And there will be a red wave in 2020. And Trump's going to win again. And I don't know what the liberals are going to do, but he's going to win again because of the things that you have done. And just like you didn't see it coming the first time, you're not going to see it. Nothing you're going to do. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. You can lie. You can use CNN. You can use all the news media. You can do all of this stuff. But guess what? The same way God worked the first time, he's going to work the second time. And you know what? I wish people can catch this vision. 50 red in 2020. 50 red states in 2020. We were almost there already. There was only a few states that wasn't red. There are more of us than them. Trust me. There are more of us. There are more people that's for Trump than the media project. And we gotta know it. Just look at the election. And look at the people who now have joined. Brandon, I want to thank you for this Walk Away campaign. I want to thank you for what you did with that because it gave people a voice and it brought people together. It really did. Thank you, Brandon. And I hope if people get to see this video, that they realize that we're winning. Don't let the media frighten you. Don't work on fear. We're winning. Don't be afraid. Be bold. Speak up. Stand up. We are winning. We're winning. And that's why they're working so hard against us. It's so funny. I have no fears. I'm not afraid. I am really not afraid. I'm not afraid to speak up. And I'm not afraid to stand up. We will have a red wave in 2020. Don't fear. Trust God. It's going to happen. And you know what? Obama is going to pay for what he did one way or the other. And so is Hillary. Don't be afraid. 2020. 50 red in 2020. No fears.